From the Communication Arts Center in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, this is UWSP News Team.
Good evening, I'm Lance Castor.
And I'm Ashley Homer. On tonight's broadcast, the city of Stevens Point looks to add to its communications with a new low-power radio station.
And graduation is approaching for UWSP students. What services do they offer for college grads?
But first, we go to Julia Flaherty for more on the developments of a new Portage County jail.
We have been looking at this issue probably for the last 10 to 15 years.
The current Portage County Jail is not big enough to meet the needs of the county. Because of this, the Portage County Board is taking action.
The strategic plan has been a whole plan of what the county should be doing, how we should be getting to specific points.
The strategic plan Jankowski mentioned is a reflection of the county's needs.
One of the issues that we have is we have space needs. That's a very drastic need for the county, is how do we handle the space needs we have?
The needs also go beyond having more space for inmates. Right now, the court and jail are in separate facilities. This is a problem because transporting inmates can be a risky affair. This problem, however, can be counteracted by putting the court and jail in one complex.
That new facility would be something like the jail on the bottom with the courts on the top.
Now that the plan has been conceived, putting the plan into action on land that has already been purchased is the next step.
We have purchased some property right now, and we'll be taking that property over on approximately June 1.
While there are concerns about the new jail, there are more overall concerns about the future of Portage County. County board members Jennifer Josie, Todd Langfeld, and Captain Corey Nelson explained more.
The jail is a small piece of this project. Right. You do have the law enforcement side, you do have the courthouse side, the clerk of course, the DA's office, and all the support offices that goes with that. And also, one of the issues that came up in the past was this exorbitant amount of money for a jail, which is not.
Under the supervision of this board, Portage County will be seeing major changes to its criminal justice system. The building that was purchased was formerly home to an associated bank, but in coming years will be the Center for Law Enforcement in Portage County.
I'm standing outside 1039 Ellis Street in the downtown Stevens Point area. This building is part of a larger project that will bring prisoners into a more space-efficient complex. For UWSP News Team, I'm Julia Flaherty.
The jail will not be the only new structure here in Point.
That's right. The city of Stevens Point is looking to add another radio station to help reach out to the community. Our city correspondent Kyle Benke has more.
In 2006, the city decided to add to its current broadcast station, Community TV, by adding a radio station of 100 watts. The station will be used for emergency broadcasting city council meetings, as well as the audio from the Community TV programming. The city is currently planning the construction for the new radio addition.
I did the application to the FCC and got approval. So at this point now we have to look at equipment, get an engineer in here to determine what type of equipment, where we need to locate it. Because this is a low band, it's 100 watts, so it's not a very powerful radio station. Pretty much just cover the Stevens Point area.
All radio stations are required to broadcast the emergency alert system and have a backup generator. The need for a new emergency station has been questioned by a few at the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point.
And I don't understand the reason for it, because all radio stations run the emergency alert system. So I don't really understand why they have this or are going through with this.
Despite the skepticism, the station is moving forward in the process of getting up and running.
When we finally get it up and running, it'll be 105.9. And at that point we'll explain to people what it's all about, how to tune to it, probably constantly remind people 105.9 in case of emergency.
The city is looking at having the station fully functional sometime within the next year. For UWSP News Team, this is Kyle Benke signing off.
According to the Federal Communications Commission, low-power FM radio services were introduced in January of 2000. They are not allowed for commercial operation and have an approximate broadcast radius of 3.5 miles.
When we come back, we have an update on the Wisconsin voter ID legislation, and we'll find out how UWSP seniors prepare for life after graduation with the help of career services. Stay tuned.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who do something, the people who take action, are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Welcome back to the show. Wisconsin's controversial voter ID law is dealt a big blow. The law that was passed in 2011 has been tied up in the courts ever since. On Tuesday, a federal judge in Milwaukee struck it down. Mike Lowe has the details.
U.S. District Judge Lynn Edelman's decision invalidates Wisconsin's voter ID law, a judgment that brought praise from the law's most vocal critic, Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett.
My view is I want people who are legitimate voters to have the right to vote without unnecessary impediments.
But leading Republicans like Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch argue the law has merit.
Why do we believe in photo ID? Well, if you need a photo ID in order to take out a video or get cold medicine, certainly you should be able to protect your most precious vote with a photo ID.
The law requires people to show a state-issued photo ID before casting a ballot. Republicans who backed the measure argued it would help eliminate voter fraud. But Democratic critics said the law was designed to suppress the vote amongst minorities, who largely vote Democratic.
I think both the federal and state courts have recognized that really what was going on here was an attempt to discourage people from voting.
Edelman agreed with those critics, writing, "Black voters are more likely than white voters to lack photo ID." The law was passed in 2011 and only in place for one election, the 2012 primary, before a Dane County judge declared it unconstitutional.
As you know, there are provisions in the law that was passed by our legislature that make sure that there are free IDs available to people.
The fight is far from over, as the state Supreme Court is set to decide a separate case within the coming months.
We will be following this issue to see how it is handled by the state Supreme Court. It will be exciting to see hundreds of UWSP students take their first steps into the professional world later this month as well.
May 17th means commencement day for hundreds of UWSP students. Reporter Andy Davis looks into the university's approach to helping students find post-graduation employment.
Graduation looming, students are looking for guidance regarding their post-graduation plans. In order to find this guidance, they've been visiting the Financial Aid Office and Career Services just down the hall. The Byron B. Park Student Services Building, located on Fremont Street, houses both Career Services and the Financial Aid Office. Within these offices are advisors and professionals who assist students in meeting their career and financial goals. Angie Kellogg, Director of Career Services and Academic Advising, explains what the office can provide for students.
Well, we offer a wide range of services for students from their freshman year till their senior year, and one of the few offices actually to continue serving alumni as well. We offer services related to career exploration, so helping students figure out what major career is a good fit for their interests and skills and values. So we offer a couple of career assessments and interpret those and assist with various forms of career exploration, and we have various resources related to help students with that. We also help students with the job search preparation. So we review a lot of resumes and offer critiques of resumes, also assist in helping students prepare for interviews, whether that's for employment or internships. And then finding employment, we have a database, online database for students for job and internship postings as well. So we also can help assist them in the, finding resources for test preparation and finding graduate schools as well.
In addition to the services provided in the Student Services Building, Career Services offers online support for students through their website. Similarly, the Financial Aid Office provides support for students through its website and studentloans.gov. Carol Sepier, Associate Director of the Financial Aid Office, said students are required to participate in online loan counseling before and after they receive loans. She also said her and the offices of her colleagues are open for students who may be overwhelmed. Many students find that Career Services and the Financial Aid Office are both helpful resources. Katie Bagnall-Newman, a junior seeking internship opportunities, said she found Career Services particularly helpful for finding future opportunities.
I've worked on getting my resume to the point where I want it, and it's actually been very helpful. I've gotten a couple offers just because of the fact that people are impressed by my resume.
Both Carol from the Financial Aid Office and Angie from Career Services say, whether you're an incoming freshman or a senior ready to graduate, there's no bad time to stop in or make an appointment. I'm Andy Davis with the UWSP News Team signing off.
Congratulations to those completing their schooling here at UWSP. Graduation for UWSP is Saturday, May 17th.
After the break, we will have career specialist Lori Martin-Keefe in the studio to answer some questions about the Career Services Department. Be sure to stay with us to hear more after the break.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome back. Joining us now is Lori Martin-Keefe, a career specialist with the Career Services Office, to talk to us more about what Career Services has to offer. Thank you for joining us today, Lori. How are you doing so far?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
All right. First, Lori, can you just explain what your role at Career Services is for us?
Well, I have a role of working with undecided, undeclared students in their major with career assessments, and then the privilege of working with those who are nearing graduation as they're looking for jobs or graduate in professional school. And then we also work with the alumni population in helping those who are re-careering.
Okay, sounds great. So I imagine that every graduating class has some different concerns. What are some of the top concerns of students graduating this year in particular?
Oh, I don't know about the concerns, as you know, they're pretty much similar in nature in that they are anxious, eager about the future, yet it is an unknown, and so of course it's paying for school, it's finding a job, or looking for professional school to continue their education.
Okay, and things are changing all the time in the career field. How is Career Services adapting to the changing job market that seems to be in flux all the time?
Well, it depends, I guess, on, we have 4 different career specialists in our office, and some of us work in specialized areas, so it would depend upon the individual field, but it's really to stay up to date, to know what resources are out there to help our students and to direct them to the people and the resources who are available to assist them in all their needs.
What are some of the top things that you would recommend a graduating student, graduating in a couple weeks, what can they do in these last few weeks to really help them hit the job market strong?
That's a great question, and they really should start earlier on in terms of attending job fairs, going through some mock interview sessions, taking advantage of some of the resources off of our webpage, like the interview stream. We have a database of jobs, Career Point, that they should be monitoring all along the way, and really coming into the Career Services office as soon as possible to get that resume and cover letter fine-tuned and to meet with a specialist who is very familiar with their field and can assist them in a very professional manner.
Okay. So I'm graduating in a couple weeks, next Saturday.
Congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you. And if I'm not able to find a job right away, would I be able to come to Career Services again and maybe receive some help?
You bet. We are one of 2 offices on campus who has offices and services for life for those who are out in the world of work and our alumni population, and those who are re-careering. You can always contact the Career Services office and come in, or meet with us over the internet. We can do a teleconference as well, Skype, whatever, and meet with you to address your needs.
All right, well, that sounds great, Lori. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for the helpful hints for myself. I'm a little nervous, but I'm ready to roll.
We look forward to seeing you in the office.
All right, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
So Lance, what's your dream job after graduation?
Well, I'm trying to figure that out, Ashley, because I thought I wanted to do one thing, and now I'm looking at other things.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have a wide skill set, so hopefully I can find something that really adapts to what I can offer.
I think what you're doing right now is a pretty good job choice for you. What do you think?
I sure hope so. I really enjoy doing this a lot.
I can tell. It's time for a commercial break. When we come back, we'll take a trip to a local ice cream joint with Point Eats, along with an interesting look into the university's recent logo change. Stay tuned.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change. Let's go!
To the Batmobile. Dang it.
To the invisible jet!
Dang it.
Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
Welcome back. In 2012, UWSP underwent a logo change, trading in the beloved Stevie Pointer for a more aggressive-looking dog. The project was outsourced to a company in Pennsylvania with an estimated cost of $500,000. This decision has caused some on-campus to question why UWSP's graphic department wasn't utilized.
We were really excited maybe to get the chance, an opportunity to even throw our ideas out there as students. That would have definitely been a really great experience and confidence booster just to get that just to get that kind of background.
We reached out to the athletic department for a statement on why they took the route they did, but they were unable to get back to us, leaving some questions still unanswered. Controversy aside, one thing's for sure, things are looking a little more aggressive for the UWSP campus.
With the heat of summer approaching, ice cream shops are opening up this season. I went out into the field to give us a heads up on a particular parlor in this week's section of Point Eats. We came down Division Street just a few blocks to come to Belt's Soft Serve to see what they had to offer. Let's go check it out. If you really like ice cream, Belt's is the place to go. You get a lot of ice cream and for a small price. This is a small Pointer Flurry. And look how big this is. There's no way I'm gonna be able to handle this. If it were large, I imagine it'd be up here somewhere.
Realistically, it's just I come from a family of big eaters, and you know, we always thought it was kind of a fun thing, kind of a gag thing. Like I was just telling that guy, you know, it's generously over 2 pounds of ice cream, and you know, like I said, we're a family of big eaters, so that's indicative of our portions here. You know, everything's kind of a Belt's portion. It's a little more than, I guess, your general serving.
I'm gonna give this place 4 Lance heads out of 5, and here's why. As you can see, we are located on a busy street corner, and there's lots of traffic going out and about. So, it's very loud and very hard to hear sometimes. Also, everything about Belt's is outside. You have to eat outside or in your car. So unless you want to eat in your car, you're gonna have to deal with the elements, which could be rain, wind, snow. You know, we are in Stevens Point, you name it. However, you do get a lot of food for a small price. This is a small, and there's no way I'm gonna be able to finish this. If it were a large, it'd be up to here somewhere, I'm sure. And there's a lot of variety. They make a lot of their own specialty kind of ice creams, and that's something that, you know, those who are really looking for something different, they can come to Belt's for that.
It's a real fun business to be in. You know, we really like our staff, love our customers, and it's just, you know, it's a fun business to be in. Generally, you know, 9 times out of 10 people are in a good mood when they're coming to get ice cream, so it makes our jobs easier. And, you know, like I said before, is, you know, we feel like we hand out quality products, so it's something we can really stand behind and, you know, are proud to serve our customers.
I'm Lance Castor, reporting for Point Eats.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of us, we've been home for a couple months.
That certainly was an enjoyable experience. If you ever need someone to eat more ice cream, you know who to call. We'll be right back with some important information regarding resident hall living in the coming semesters. Stay tuned.
Hey! Turn here. There. Hey. Excuse me.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
The University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point is going to be making some changes to resident hall living next year. Reporter Lance Castor informs us of these changes right here on UWSP News Team.
The University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point is trying something new next year. For those living in the residence halls, changes are on the horizon.
There's going to be an increased number of students coming into the residence halls than they were planning, so what they're going to do is double up the residents with a seat.
You heard him right. Next year, all staff members in the residence halls will have roommates. This is because university officials want to admit more students to UWSP. So what do residents think about living with CAs and other staff members?
You know, I wouldn't really have a problem with it. I mean, I guess it would depend on who the staff member is.
I'm indifferent to the idea. There are the perks and the not so good stuff that go along with it, because I heard they're going to give you money. But it would also suck when they're up like till 2 o'clock in the morning and when they have random people come in with problems.
I feel that with a roommate in there with the CA, it'll really impede on the CA doing their job to the fullest potential. It'll really cramp the roommate's style.
The CAs also see the situation as potentially being challenging.
We do have confidential paperwork in our rooms at times, and maybe if the resident had friends over, the resident himself could have access to that information. Our challenge is just when we're on duty, and plus maybe if we're working, we get stressed out working, we can come back to our room and nobody's here and we can just relax. But by having a resident here, we have, like, again, limited options to get distress ourselves, or if we're on duty, might be waking up the resident at odd hours of the day, 2 in the morning, 3, 4, whenever that phone goes off. And then if it's a stressing call, then we gotta come back in, and the resident might suffer because of that.
If those challenges weren't enough, another change is also on its way.
What is going to happen is that, to my understanding, all the residence halls except for Prey and Sims will be co-ed.
The students seem to understand the reasoning behind making almost every hall on this campus co-ed on every floor, but that doesn't mean that this change hasn't been met with some opposition.
It has its ups and downs. I mean, I think it depends who you are and what you're looking for. I don't think that they should make every dorm co-ed. Select dorms are definitely okay. It's based off of preference, you know, what you want, what you're looking for. I think at the same time, you know, you should have that option in order to live on an all-male floor or an all-female floor if you desire.
So why is the university implementing these changes?
I would think it would be to open up some space so that more people could come here in the dorms. I mean, it makes sense, you know, this university is getting bigger and bigger every year. It's really going to help the overall atmosphere here.
One thing's for sure, the residence halls at UWSP will have quite a different feel next year. I'm Lance Castor, reporting for UWSP News Team.
It has been rumored that the campus would like to shoot for the goal of 300 more students who will be attending UWSP next year.
Dance Stage 2014 premiered on May 2nd, featuring not only the work of UWSP dance faculty, but also a special guest from New York. The guest star this year is Larry Kegwin of his group, Kegwin & Company. This company's visit gives students a unique opportunity to work side by side along with professionals who have already established themselves in the field. The Kegwin & Company teach many master classes, and students will get to see them perform in addition to the piece created for Dance Stage. The preparation for the show has been rigorous. The groundwork for most pieces began in January, but for the performance from the Kegwin & Company named Air, students had only 1 week to rehearse before the show. Dance Stage 2014 will be held in the Jenkins Theater, located on the 2nd floor of the Noel Fine Arts Center. Shows ran from May 2nd through May 4th, as well as May 7th through the 9th. Ticket prices are $19 for adults and $14 for youth. If you have a student ID, they are only $4.50, but free on the day of the show.
And that's all we have for tonight. Thank you for watching, and good night.